Now, isn't this just a beautiful piece of property? Nice little lot here we're going to be detecting today. I've detected this spot before. It's been about a year. And the thing I like about this spot is you just never know exactly what you're going to find out here. There was a lot of Civil War activity in the area. I mean, this area that I'm on right now and the adjacent lots, it was a sprawling camp that the Union Army used during the spring of '63, the fall of '63. They camped in it in the spring of '64 during the Red River Campaign. The Confederates also used it as well. So the only thing is, there's a lot of trash in this slot. And when I say a lot of trash, I mean a lot of trash. I could film several videos just of me digging aluminum cans. It's kind of a little secret spot of mine. I usually only come out here in the summertime because of all of the shade that we have here to escape that heat. But it kind of slopes down. I found a lot of cool stuff in the area. There must have been an old sprinkler system in this this little lot. I don't know if it was some type of public area, like a public park. Let's not waste any more time. We're going to get to it right now on this beautiful morning. We're going to dig some history. Let's do it. First target of the day, this wavy piece of iron here. Not really sure what that is. There was also some brick in the hole with it. That's a good sign. There was a plantation in the area. There's actually a lot of plantations in the area because there's a river nearby, the Vermilion River. I'll hang on to this, clean it up. Might be something. I think we just got our first Civil War relic. It wasn't very deep. It rang up about 65. It looks like a finial. It's pretty heavy for a finial. It feels solid. It's what it looks like, though. Might be wrong. Looks like it's brass. I don't know, it's completely smooth right there. Looks like a type of finial. This would have gone on the underside of a cartridge box, and to close it, the flap would have come and locked onto this right here. Pretty cool. If that's what it is, I believe it's a finial. Well, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is a sprinkler head. I probably dug half a dozen of these last time I was out here. This is the second one I've dug so far today. The other one I dug was just right over there. And so here's two within 10 minutes of each other and maybe 20 yards away. So I'm just going to pile these up. They're really heavy. God knows how many are out here. Not 100% sure, but it looks like part of a pocket knife. I don't know if it's Civil War era or not. I'm not sure. This would have been the end of it right here. I'm also finding a lot of brick in this area right here. I found that finial right there, so it's very possible that soldiers had a fire right here and dropped these things. I'm going to recheck the hole, though. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Well, looky who it is, another sprinkler head. Things aren't very deep out here, and the reason why I believe is because this slopes down, and so this gets washed away with the rains, and so nothing is usually very deep right here. It's usually deeper over there, because that's where everything settles. All right, well, we got our first piece of lead today. It looks like it was melted. It's not soldering, it's definitely lead, but there is no patina on it, so I suspect it is not from the Civil War. Now, if I had found this underwater, then I would say that maybe it's camp lead, but the way it's kind of in a blob shape and that it's gray, I don't think it's very old, but you never know. Sign of the times of summer. The humidity is classic Louisiana swamp humidity, but that's okay because I just persisted. I was digging deep down through some hard packed soil here, and I'm pretty sure what I just found is a Civil War artifact. I'm pretty sure that this is part of a lead sabot, probably off of a Hotchkiss shell. You judge for yourself. I found them in the area. I found iron frags and I found some little pieces of sabot in the area. You can usually tell if it's a sabot by the curvature, and it usually has this folded over part right here, and you can usually see rifling grooves. You can usually tell if it's part of a sabot too, if it's looks like it's melted around here, and it looks like that right here. And I've also found a piece of this not far behind me. I found it about a year ago, just a little chunk, but I'm pretty sure that's part of a lead sabot off of an artillery shell. That is too cool. And so what that means is that we need to be digging all the big iron that we hear, because if the sabots are here, then the iron's here too. So the only thing is it's hard to pick it out of all the trash that's here, but if you want it, you just have to dig through it. So that's what we're going to do. You see stuff like this right here. This could have easily been an artillery shell fragment. I don't know what it is though. Another one of those little steel plates. Some kind of little brass or copper washer. Wire. Aluminum can lid. Well, isn't this exciting? Not sure what it is. It looks like it's kind of ornate right here. Let's look at it together. Wow, that's kind of neat. Very delicate. It looks like some brass ornamentation that would have gone into some furniture maybe. I don't know. Maybe the opening for a little key. You can still see the gilt on it right there. That's a nice little relic. I like that a lot. Let's look at it together. Looks like 1936. Nice old cent there. So my method for this area is like this. I'm just kind of skirting this tree line right there, and then I come across to the tree, and then I make a little square and come to this tree, and I come back and I go in rows like that. That way I'm sure to get every little piece of this area, and that's what I've been doing since I started, way over there in that tree line. Haven't found anything for a while, but just dug this up. This is a serious chunk of iron. My heart palpitated for a second because I thought it was a big shell frag, but I don't think that's what it is. It might be a small door for like a wood stove or part of a wood stove. Generally, that's what it is when you dig a big chunk of iron like this. This is incredibly interesting. Not sure what it is. A huge chunk of brass. Look at that patina. Looks like copper now that I see that part of it. I think I see some writing on it. I'm not sure. Alright, I'm trying really hard to extract this iron ring right here, but as you can see, a large root grew straight through it. So if I want to keep this intact, which I believe it is, I'm going to have to cut that root without cutting this. Just a piece of horse tack, I'm sure, but I love displaying iron rings. What do you think it is? It has these three little marks here. These three little pieces sticking out. I don't know. Could it have attached some kind of steering wheel for a very small tractor? I don't know. I bet some of you know. Let me know if you know. I'd appreciate it. Well, I've been out here about 4.5 hours, and I think I'm about to call it quits. It's starting to get very hot outside, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to kind of randomly go between those trees and just dig high squeaking signals for some type of last minute digs here, and then I'm headed out. But I'm coming back. Got a little bullet, not a Civil War bullet, not even close, but that's lead on the inside. And it's got a little copper jacket. Nice heavy little bullet there. First bullet of the day. Let's get out of here. All right, I said this would be the last target of the day, and this is a huge chunk of melted lead. I don't know if that's from the Civil War or what, or if it's a sabot that just melted down, but it doesn't look like a normal piece of camp lead. I don't know, I'm gonna have to clean that one up. Heavy. All right, let's wrap it up here. Okay, well, after about 5 hours, this is what I ended up with. These are the better finds right here. I dug a ton of brass out there. Pipe fittings, this and that, some unidentified things. I've got those in a pile outside, but these are some of the smaller, better finds that I have. I got 3 pennies. One of them is a wheat, and it's 1936 on the date. I got this piece of a sabot. I'm like 95% sure that's part of a sabot. You can see where the iron was right there, and it would have exploded, and you would have had chunks of burning hot metal raining down on the soldiers. Got 3 of these little rings right here. I'm pretty sure that these are fittings. I'm pretty sure that these are gaskets for all the copper and brass fittings out there. A couple pieces of lead, a modern bullet, this little finial right here. Looks like it broke off right there. There would have been a little piece that the leather would have attached to. And that's not blood, that's red stain. This is a pocket knife. I rechecked the hole as you saw, and that could be from the Civil War. I've also got another smaller piece from another blade that I dug out there. That's part of a pocket knife too. I love this little piece of ornamentation. This looks like a little key slot. That's a fine piece of history. Now this piece of lead right here. Okay, let me show you something. This is very interesting because what I think it is I believe that these are mini balls that were melted down. This was a huge camp, like I said, and it weighs exactly 5 ounces. The mini balls weigh 1 ounce. You can see like some grooves here, and if you look directly on the other side, it's kind of like the outline of a bullet, and the cavity would have been right here, and that's why it's folded over. I mean, if you take a mini ball, it's about the same size. If you flip this over, the rings are about the same width, if you look right there. It could be wishful thinking, but I don't think it is. I really don't. I don't know why else there would be a blob of lead like this. I mean, lead was used in construction and so on, but for that area, I just don't know. I'm pretty sure that that is melted lead from the American Civil War, from their camp that they had there. So that's about it. I'm definitely going back out. I mean, there were targets everywhere out there. I couldn't go more than 4 or 5 feet without getting a signal up in the 80s or 90s that was blowing out my ear. So definitely going back. Definitely going to find more relics. I know it. Oh yeah, and if you want to win some metal detecting gear and some silver, be sure to check out the giveaway video that I just posted right before this one. I believe it's right before this one. All right, y'all take care.